Hello, beloveds. This is video 6 in our series of death. But if you're joining just for this video and you've never met me before, welcome. Welcome everyone anyway. But for those who are new, my name is Jem, Jem, psychic medium and an author of over 25 books available from Amazon, and mother, widow, quite a lot of things in life. So this will be the sixth and final video in our series of looking about is there life after death, and I believe reincarnation is the strongest evidence we have. But let's have a balanced view. So my video is reincarnation, real evidence, or just memories? So welcome back to my sixth video. In this video, I want to look at reincarnation from two different perspectives: the skeptic materialist view and the believer's perspective, which is mine. So the believer's side. And I'm not a Hindu and I'm not a Buddhist, but here we go. Reincarnation is one of the oldest spiritual ideas. In Hinduism and Buddhism, the soul is seen as eternal, passing through many lifetimes to learn, grow, and resolve karma. Before we continue, I don't believe in karma, okay? I don't believe that in the last lifetime, because you're suffering in this time, that you must have been a bad person. I don't believe in that. Okay, so I just want to let you know before we continue. Let's continue. In India, researchers like Dr. Ian Stevenson and Dr. Jim Tucker have studied hundreds of children who remember past lives in astonishing detail. Names, places, even how they died. Often those details checked out when investigated. Even in the West, people report spontaneous memories or through hypnosis and past life regression therapy. I've already shared my reincarnation experience and my son's, so I won't redo it here. But let's continue. Some recall being soldiers, healers, or ordinary townsfolk. There are even cases where a child believes a parent has returned in another child, saying, "That used to be my mummy." Something very hard to dismiss emotionally. For many, these stories feel like undeniable proof that the soul continues. And I believe it is. But let's look at the skeptical view. Atheists and materialists argue that there is no soul. Consciousness, they say, arises from the brain. When the brain dies, memory and identity vanish too. I will quote a philosopher, Bertrand Russell: When the brain rots, you rot. So when you die, you rot. So let's continue. The skeptics, atheists, materialists point out that memories of past lives could be created by suggestion, cultural influence, or hidden cues. Children may overhear stories or invent details their parents unknowingly reinforce. Now, this didn't happen with my son or with me. In both cases, my son and I, remembered wartime, both World War II, and I didn't talk or push war on my son when he was 4 years old, and the same with my family. In fact, I grew up on cowboys and Indians, old cowboy and Western movies. So where did my memory come from? Anyway, let's continue with the atheists and give them a fair chance. Psychologists note that hypnosis is not always reliable, and I agree. People in regression sessions may unconsciously weave stories from imagination, book, or movies. When I had my reincarnation memory, mine was a dream. My son was 4 and he just came out with this quite elaborate story. But anyway, let's keep going with the skeptic view. From this angle, reincarnation is comforting, but not proven. It may simply be the mind searching for meaning and continuity. The middle ground. Where does this leave us? For some, the sheer weight of stories, especially children, describing lives they could not have possibly known about, is too much to dismiss. For others, the lack of hard scientific proof keeps them cautious. Whether reincarnation is real or just a beautiful human story, one thing is clear: it gives people comfort and shapes cultures across the world. So, I want to leave the question open. Do we live many lives, or is this the one life we all have? Drop your comments below. And I'm again not going to repeat the stories. I'll just briefly tell you. I, as a young child, remembered I was a French spy, long black hair. My name was Marie or Maria, and the Nazis shot me with a machine gun. My son, at the age of 4, came out. He described a scene from Tobruk, and he was only 4 and came out with the name Alfred Smith and a very detailed, elaborate story. And again, I will let you know that there is a well-known story that I don't know if this is British or Irish. I only saw it recently. A woman she was around about in her 30s or 40s, claimed to have this life. She went into a lot of detail, and she said she had so many children. She named the children. They found these children who were in their senior years, and she went and visited the children in the senior years, so she's a lot younger than them, and they accepted her as their mother, as a reincarnation of their mother. True story. All right, I am cautious about hypnosis. I am cautious about hypnosis when it comes to alien abductions. I am cautious about hypnosis when it comes to anything. Do you remember in the late 1980s, 90s, there was a lot of hypnosis with them, and people claimed to have had been abused in satanic rituals. So yes, hypnosis is not a reliable way of proving anything. But when people spontaneously remember full and rich detailed lives without exposure, I don't think can be easily dismissed. Now, I do not believe in God or gods. I am not religious, but I do believe in the soul. But I have to admit, I was rattled by a very good materialistic argument that if a person acquires a brain injury or dementia or something like that, that the personality is gone. But again, are we confusing personality and soul, or are they entirely different things? What's your thoughts about that as well? And that if I'm just concluding, because my whole 6 videos has been leading to this point. So, what do you think? Do you think we have a soul? Do you think this is the only life? What do you think consciousness is? Do you think? And also, lastly, there's been cases of people with very little brain, 5 to 10% of brain matter, who are leading quite normal lives. I'm not making this up, documented cases. So, are we more than just a computer? Because I see the brain as like the computer that's telling all the rest of the body what to do. And for me, the soul is an etheric. So we're more than just a body. We have an etheric layer, and sometimes the soul is in us, and that sometimes it's, you get the picture. So that's my belief. But the truth is, we'll know when we're dead. All right. Even so, whatever you believe, you do have to live the best you can, cherish every moment, be kind to each other and to yourselves, love, light and blessings, and enjoy the rest of today. Bye.